Selected parts from the book One Life is Not Enough. Part 41. A few days before the new government was sworn in, Sonia hosted a dinner on the lawns of 10 Janpath. Amar Singh came along with Harkrishna Singh Surjit. At the dinner, Manmohan informally told me that I was getting external affairs and Arjun Singh the Ministry of Human Resources Development. After the dinner, Sonia asked me to come with her. She told me that she was under great pressure from various quarters, including the Americans, to not appoint me as External Affairs Minister. Would I consider taking another ministry? With some heat, I turned down her suggestion. I had been her principal foreign affairs advisor for several years. None in the party had the expertise or the experience I did. Did she feel I was not up to the job? For heaven's sake, Natwar, I am not an idiot, she replied with some asperity. Rahul's arrival, followed by a cute puppy, eased the tension. I asked him which of the books I had lent him he had read. He reads quite a lot, and Sonia, too, is a voracious reader. He told me he had finished the autobiography of Shimon Peres and Anthony Sampson's biography of Nelson Mandela. He had found the autobiography disappointing. He had yet to read Roosevelt's biography by Conrad Black. Sonia asked Rahul which of my books the puppy had chewed. He did not remember the name. I gave him the title Against All Enemies, a book analyzing America's war on terrorism by former US Chief Counterterrorism Advisor Richard A. Clarke. Once the UPA came to power, it was widely known that Sonia very discreetly monitored the functioning of the most important ministries in the government, displaying a Machiavellian side to her character. Even mine was not spared. There was a mole in my staff feeding false information to 10 Janpath. Little men can, without realizing, do much harm to institutions. While they are mere chaff, they destroy the wheat. On 22nd February 2005, I drove to 10 Janpath to accompany Sonia to her meeting with Afghanistan's President Hamid Karzai. The moment I entered the meeting room, she said, I shall not be taken for granted. There will come a time when I will do something unpredictable. Then followed the outrageous remark, you are getting involved in the defense deals. This was verbal terrorism. Something snapped inside me. I said, you are making a serious allegation and questioning my integrity, honor, and honesty. You must provide evidence of these allegations. I am not enamored of a ministership. I will resign. But questioning my integrity is unacceptable. There followed another preposterous insinuation. There is a delegation from Africa and you have passed a file on some defense deals to Pranab Mukherjee. I said I had only spoken to them. Do my signature appear on the file? I inquired. She had no answer and never referred to the matter again. Obviously, the mole was at work. It seems that she had access to confidential information. She then asked, did you take MJ Akbar with you on your special plane? I told Sonia he had not travelled on my special plane. Besides, we had no control over journalists' travel to cover international visits of important ministers. The External Publicity Division sends a circular to TV channels and newspapers to send names of journalists to it, out of which selections are made. MJ Akbar had not approached the division. He had directly applied to the Pakistan High Commission for a visa. We could not prevent him from flying to Islamabad. Sonia asked, why did you meet him? I told her I had not. He had merely been present at my largely attended press conference. Later in the summer of 2005, Sonia and I flew to Moscow by special plane for a convention. After the meeting, Sonia and I flew to a little town called Vladimir by helicopter. I was mystified, wondering why she had chosen this town which I had never heard of. Located in the middle of a forest, Vladimir offered peace and tranquility. Sonia walked towards one of the large buildings which had been converted into a small museum. We entered an octagonal room, the walls of which were covered with little handwritten pieces of paper. She was intently looking at these chits. Turning to me, she said, Natwar, my father during the Second World War was a prisoner of war in this room. He escaped and walked all the way to Italy. We then roamed around the village. It was a beautiful summer day. The pace of life in Vladimir was unhurried. Ladies smiled and waved to Sonia, but their curiosity was not intrusive. Vladimir was an ideal place to read, relax, and retire. Sonia's behavior during my implication in the Walker report was vicious and venomous. I was in Frankfurt when the allegations surfaced. Before I left for New Delhi, Foreign Secretary Shyam Saran showed me an email which stated that Ambika Soni of the Congress Party had said in an official statement that the party was clean and Natwar Singh should take care of himself. I was outraged. This statement had obviously been issued with the approval of the Congress President. After returning to Delhi, I did not contact Sonia and she did not contact me. On 8th November 2005, a fortnight after the report was made public, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh told me that it had been decided by the Congress Party and himself that I should give up the external affairs portfolio and be a minister without a portfolio. I resigned on 6th December. Manmohan Singh is a decent though spineless man who never stands up for his colleagues. He asked me to meet Sonia. I refused. Where honor was involved, no compromise was possible. On 15th November, Sonia Gandhi gave a keynote address during the Hindustan Times Summit at the Maurya Sheraton Hotel. At the end of her speech, the anchor Veer Sanghvi asked her what she thought of me after the allegations made in the Volcker report. Sonia replied that she was very angry and hurt with me. Almost a year later, in an interview that was telecast in October 2006, again with Veer Sanghvi, Sonia replied to a question about the Volcker controversy, saying that I had misused the name of the party and I felt extremely betrayed. He was a colleague in whom I had placed trust and I felt very terribly betrayed. My wife and I, when watching both interviews on TV, were amazed. While I was still a minister without portfolio, the president hosted a dinner for the Czech president in which I was seated next to Sonia. She did not say a word to me throughout the dinner. Strangely, she did not say a word to the chief guest who was sitting on the other side either. Sonia's public image is not flattering. To an extent, she has herself to blame for it. She never lets her guard down, never gives away what is in her mind. Obsessively, secretive, and suspicious, she evokes awe, not admiration. Her remarkable life remains one of a Greek tragedy enacted on a vast Indian stage. From the day she set foot on Indian soil, she has been treated like royalty. She has behaved like a prima donna. Over the years, she has evolved from being a diffident, nervous, shy woman to an ambitious, authoritarian, and stern leader. Her displeasure strikes fear among congressmen. No one has been Congress president for 15 years. Her hold on the Congress party is total, firmer, and more durable than even that of Jawaharlal Nehru. Under her, dissent is smothered, free discussion fenced in. Silence is used as a weapon, and every subtle gesture is a message, an icy stare, a warning. Even opposition parties handle her with kid gloves. This is now rapidly changing. She is never blamed or criticized for failures and defeats of her party. Soneji can do no wrong. Chant the battalions of cacophonous sycophants. From her privileged perch, she reigns and rules. Thank you for listening. Once the UPA came to power, it was widely known that Sonia very discreetly monitored the functioning of the most important ministries in the government, displaying a Machiavellian side to her character. Discreet, DASCRWET, discreet means cautious, especially in order to keep something confidential. Machiavellian, Machiavellian, Machiavellian means using clever but often dishonest methods to achieve one's goals. There followed another preposterous insinuation. Preposterous. Preposterous means completely unreasonable. Preposterous means absurd. Insinuation. Insinuation. Insinuation means an unpleasant hint of something bad. From the days she set foot on Indian soil, she has been treated like royalty. She has behaved like a prima donna. Primadonna. Prima donna means someone who demands to be treated in a special way and is difficult to please. Sonia ji can do no wrong. Chant the battalions of cacophonous sycophants. Cacophonous. Cacophonous means having an unpleasant mixture of sounds. Sycophant. Sycophant. Sycophant means someone who praises powerful or rich people in a way that is not sincere, usually in order to get some advantage from them. Thank you very much.